Canada, I don't think, is ever going to get a new pipeline. Maybe by 2045, there will be a pipeline completed.
Hi, David Thurton with CBC News. Prime Minister, you mentioned that tomorrow you're going to be announcing how your government and the Alberta government is advancing a pipeline. Can you tell us, is there a proponent yet? Have you settled on a route or some possible routes? And also, are you planning to designate this pipeline a project in national interest and then fast track it like C5 would do?
A couple of things. Thank you for your question. I mean, I'd like more of the announcements to come out tomorrow next to Premier Smith. I'll say the following, though, is that the MOU and the intention of the MOU has been that Alberta would advance, that there will be a private sector proponent for the pipeline, that the federal government has, I shouldn't say the federal government, it's an agreement, so we all agree on this, that there are multiple preconditions for that pipeline moving forward. It includes strengthening the carbon market. It includes the methane regulations that the minister helped put in place and have been put in place now. It includes very much the Pathways project moving forward. No pathways, no pipeline, so all those elements moving forward. But we're making progress, and it's a private sector proponent. Obviously, you can't designate something which has not yet been fully proposed. So that's why I chose carefully the word advancing as opposed to concluding.
The energy industry is Canada's most important sector. Listen to the way we talk about it. Then I'll contrast that with how America talks about their energy industry. It's actually ridiculous.
In a rapidly changing world, Canada must become the source of our own affordable, clean, reliable power, because when we master energy, we master our destiny. This is no small feat, no small step for humankind. We can't use yesterday's tools or concepts, and that's why today's strategy marks an important shift from prohibitions to partnership, from bargaining to building. Yesterday, I had the honor of meeting the astronauts of Artemis II, including Canada's own Colonel Jeremy Hansen. And their mission, their characters, remind us what we can achieve through teamwork, ingenuity, and boldness. And that's the spirit that we're all coming together to launch our mission to build Canada strong, to power Canada strong for all and for all generations.
Canada does not have the spirit of those astronauts. The spirit in Canada right now, regulate. Carbon tax. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's wait. Let's do another study. Give me a break. And again, listen to all this overcomplicated garbage. Just develop and sell oil. Come on.
And that brings me to one more point, which is, question comes from Bloomberg and markets, and just reinforcing the need to have a true market, a true carbon market, carbon credit market in this case, not an offset market, but a credit market in Alberta. And over time, we would like to see that developed, and other provinces have the option of joining if they so wish. And that brings me to one.
I said it was going to be 2045 by the time a new pipeline is completed. It might be 2100. There is so many steps that get implemented in Canada by God knows who, consultants, environmental people, activists, politicians. What do you think? When is another pipeline going to be completed in Canada? I have no hope it'll be this decade. I don't think it will be. Remember that MOU a few months ago signed by Smith and Carney? This clip is from about a month ago. Of course, deadlines are missed. This is all so pathetic, man. They're just going to keep tapping us along. Oh, just wait another 3 years. People will be on their deathbeds in this country, like, who are young right now, probably 50 years from now. Next year, it'll come. The country will improve. Trust us.
It was billed as a path for Alberta to see a potential new pipeline built to the BC coast, a memorandum of understanding promising to ease federal regulations in exchange for an agreement from Alberta on a series of climate initiatives, including increasing the industrial carbon tax, with a deadline for that commitment of April 1st.
Will we perfectly meet the first? Not necessarily, but do we have momentum? We're making progress? Yes. We'll get the right agreement at the right time, but I anticipate soon.
The sticking point between the two sides is time. Premier Danielle Smith says Alberta has no problem reaching a carbon price of $132 a ton eventually.
Looking at where the world is right now, with Europe talking about suspending their industrial pricing, the Americans not having it at all, industry telling us that there are more attractive environments to invest in.
They try to say that this carbon crap attracts investment from the world. It's just such gaslighting.
Because they don't have carbon taxes. I mean, I think all of that has to be brought into context for this.
We did the number crunching and we found out there's $40 billion worth of investments in low carbon projects in Alberta that are at stake in this MOU. The quicker that we can actually get these policies finalized, the faster we can provide certainty so that these projects can actually move forward.
While the Alberta government is developing a proposal for a new pipeline, a private sector proponent has yet to come on board. The CEO of TC Energy telling an audience in Ottawa, when it comes to competing with jurisdictions like the United States, there is still more work to be done.
If we want Canada to compete and win in a time-bound global race for capital, we need to act differently starting now.
The quest to become an energy superpower putting Canada at odds with its climate goals. Heather Yurex, West Global News, Calgary.
Here's President Trump talking about President Xi of China. I mean, the way America talks about the energy industry, it couldn't be more different than Canada. It sounds like the two countries that are right beside each other live on different planets. It literally does seem like that.
I told him I'd love to see you buy oil from Texas and Louisiana, from the United States, Alaska. We've got so much of it. And he said he likes the idea. He'd like to talk about that. I think it'll happen.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. I don't know.
I think that would be a huge announcement.
Look, they're doing it right now.
How much easier was that? There's no endless virtue signaling about carbon and climate change and carbon credits and all this crap. We're going to sell them oil. Like, come on.
Chinese ships up to buy oil.
They do.
So we're doing, and I don't like talking about it because then the fake news media says, Trump doesn't talk about the fact that somebody's paying 2.5 from, I had it down to $1.85 in Iowa a gallon. So now it's $4 and it's going to not be long. And as soon as the war ends, it's going to go down to lower than it was before. It's going to be very quick.
Canadians have Stockholm Syndrome. We accept being treated like crap in so many different ways. The long wait times in the ER for a walk-in clinic. The way we talk about our most important industry is truly insane. In America, this isn't even their most important industry. It's up there, but their most important industry for sure would be technology, probably AI now, but just the tech sector in general. But they actually appreciate their energy industry. We do all this virtue signaling. Excuse me, sorry, my voice is going a little bit, but ridiculous.